The Amazon of our time, the Professor Fatima Waziri Aziz. Hip, hip, hip.
A lot can be said, but I always like to summarize in very simple words. She's a team player. Working in a leadership position requires a forth and back. Whereas you remain in your agency to control and work and coordinate your work, you also have to maintain a good working relationship with your principals in the ministry. It's not all agencies that are endowed. You hardly get that kind of working rapport. But there is the proactive kind of approach to coordination with the ministry. Before you ask for information, it is available. By the time you ask, even more is given to you beyond what you ask. So it gives you the feeling that that work is being done happily, that work is being done with professionalism, and that even more could be done. And the agency remains at the coordination service of the ministry, which for a leader at that level, it's all it takes to win the heart of your bosses. Honestly, she has a good place in our hearts in the ministry.
With these 4-point strategic priorities, enhanced prosecution and convictions of high-profile traffickers and violence against persons, sustainable evidence-based rehabilitation, reintegration and empowerment programs for survivors, enhanced awareness creation and sensitization, and increased visibility of the agency and its partners, which are aligned with the 5-pronged approach of prevention, protection, policy, partnership and prosecution. Professor Fatima Waziri Aziz assumed office as the 7th Director General of NAPTIP in September 2021.
Professor Fatima Waziri Aziz, as the Director General of NAPTIP, she has done a lot for the agency. She has broken and even surpassed the records and achievement so far recorded by her predecessors. Records and achievements in terms of convictions, number of people arrested, number of people prosecuted, number of staff trained, number of people and staff that were exposed to the nitty-gritty of their job, and even the coordination among the various units and departments.
Her first year in office was quite eventful, filled with landmark achievements. It's now 2 years. In this second year, Professor Waziri Aziz is building on past achievements. In addition to the 3 key policy documents presented to the public in 2022, including the National Action Plan 2022 to 2026, more policy documents have been developed, including the NAPTIP Disability Inclusion Policy, NAPTIP Service Charter, as well as the transcription of NAPTIP IEC materials into Braille and audiovisual production of the VAP Act and more. These were presented to the public during the NAPTIP at 20 Awards ceremony. The Compendium of Good Practices for State Task Forces in Combating Trafficking in Persons in Nigeria from 2017 to 2022 was also developed and was launched during the 5-day boot camp for State Task Forces on Human Trafficking. Prevention efforts have been sustained with advocacy visits, meetings, inauguration of trafficking in persons and SGBV vanguards in secondary schools, which has been done in over 80 schools. In collaboration with Divatop, the NAPTIP Drama Club produced 2 short films on sextortion and revenge porn. Sustained the production and airing of the NAPTIP On The Move television program. The agency has continued its online conversations with the general public via social media platforms, grassroots sensitization, and awareness campaigns for transport companies. issuance of clearance certificates in line with the Trafficking in Persons, Control of Activities of Organizations and Centers Regulation 2019 to avert human trafficking. As part of public enlightenment, Professor Waziri Azi has also been invited as a guest lecturer by several institutions, including the National Institute for Security Studies, Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission Academy, University of Abuja, as well as media houses. Protection of victims has remained paramount, with special focus on their welfare and access to justice. Several activities, skill acquisition and empowerment programs are constantly being organized, including the Survivors Co-Mentoring Series. From 2021 till date, the agency has rescued and rehabilitated over 4,700 victims.
We want to thank you, our big mommy, Professor Fatima Waziri Azi. She has really been a mother to us and a father as well, and for taking good care of us. We are living well, like to the extent that some of us, we don't even feel like going back home because of the things that she has provided for us. Sometimes the way we just sit down and she send things to us, like we love her so much for everything you have done for us, me and our sisters, and for making us to feel good, for making us to know what we want in life, for really be there for us. Although some of us, we don't have parents, but the way you have treated us, you have shown us love. Some of us, we don't even remember that we don't have parents. We thank you so much. We say, God, we bless you for all the good things you have done for us.
The agency is ensuring the full implementation of the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act 2015 with support from the Ford Foundation.
Since the passage of the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Law in 2015, there hasn't really been much government funding to implement the law to ensure that response and prevention protocols for gender-based violence in Nigeria is strengthened. Ford is really proud to be supporting the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, to really use the instrumentality of the law for GBV prevention and response in Nigeria. I would like to congratulate the leadership of NAPTIP, Professor Fatima Azi Waziri, on her second year anniversary as the Director General of the agency. The Ford Foundation is really proud to work with her, and we want to commend her giant strides in steering the affairs of this agency towards ensuring that men, women, boys and girls are safe and live a life free from violence. Congratulations, NAPTIP.
NAPTIP's partnerships with relevant national, regional and international organizations have been consistent and is being strengthened. Recently, the agency hosted its counterparts from CNLT in Ivory Coast and the National Agency Against Trafficking in Persons from the Gambia.
You see, when you are doing your work diligently, others are seeing it. African countries in particular have recognized the pioneer status of our NAPTIP in Africa and are coming to learn from us, courtesy of the sustained leadership and the visionary leadership that builds upon the past, which she has been able to sustain. But also beyond Africa, she's been able to secure good working relationship with foreign governments, with foreign sister agencies, where you have bilateral agreements to repatriate and also to support in information sharing. I remember the case of the Italian issue with the Italian government. It's a historic event that marks a milestone in our NAPTIP history. She deserves that commendation.
The partnership with implementing partners and donor countries has informed some milestone achievements in the last 2 years. Some of the partners extol her leadership style and qualities.
Professor Fatima is a sister, younger, a friend, very dynamic, a go-getter. It's a pleasure for me to have met her and worked with her. We have worked together in many, many different ways, not only because our organizations are partners, but because also of the type of person that she is. She wants to achieve a lot, and she has, in her own right, achieved a lot for Nigeria in terms of fighting human trafficking. So I would say the leadership in the last couple of years has been one that is very focused, that has been well driven towards prosecution. There's been a lot of sensitization as well as review of the legal framework. She has also, in terms of bringing technology to fighting human trafficking, she's done quite a lot.
She's a woman that has come with a vision. She's a woman that has piloted affairs in the fight against human trafficking with boldness, with a lot of strategic planning, vision. So I would want to, first of all, say a big congratulations to Madam. You've achieved a lot. You're a colossus in the fight against human trafficking. For her achievements, the achievement speaks for themselves. When you look at her coordination aspect, she's coordinated affairs of donor agencies and also of stakeholders very well. She's made us come into the fight against trafficking as one big family, fighting the same crime to protect citizens of Nigeria. So that strategy has also singled her out as an exemplary leader, visionary leader. So once again, I say a big congratulations on your 2 years in office. And for us at Expertise France, it's been joyous. It's been so nice working with NAPTIP, and we'll continue and we'll increase our efforts working with NAPTIP under her stewardship.
For these partners, NAPTIP is thriving under the current leadership.
It's been a period of growth for the agency and that of clear vision. There are different aspects, critical aspects of the work or the mandate of NAPTIP that you would see continued growth and improvement. So first of all, I would like to talk about the issue of data. We cannot overemphasize the importance of data when it comes to any issue. It's important for policy development. It's important for having an evidence-based, solution-driven organization. So it's very important for us to point that out and emphasize the efforts of the current administration when it comes to that, which is which you would see with the, going by the fact that NAPTIP is one of the agencies of government you could go to, and you would be able to, they will be able to provide you with information, with data. Professor Fatima had brought to the position a lot of experience, a lot of commitment, a lot of hard work, and this is exemplified from the trust that you see that the partners, the donor community, implementing partners, other law enforcement agencies, and even governments across the borders of Nigeria, the trust that you see them express when it comes to engagement with NAPTIP. Overall, I would say that it's been an amazing 2 years working with the DG, and she keeps everybody on their toes, and really as IOM we are looking forward to, of course, more years of collaboration and partnership under her leadership.
She's ready to support NAPTIP to greater heights. Working with partners and has been great, because now under NAPTIP, under the new leadership, we've had this coordination that we've done with the boot camp, bringing all the partners together. Even though we had NAPTIP at 20 activities coming up, but they all went together harmoniously with all the activities for the World Day Against Human Trafficking. Some other might say that, oh, NAPTIP at 20 supersedes, it comes first. Yes, NAPTIP is all our baby, but she also keyed into all the activities surrounding the World Day Against Human Trafficking and all the things that partners are doing. And seeing her at the forefront of it, leading partners, making sure that the coordination work. Another example I will give is the Joint Project Steering Committee meeting, which we did. It was the first in the country when it comes to the migration circle. And she stayed throughout the program. Professor Fatima is somebody that is very technical, and that's one of the strengths that I would say that she brings into NAPTIP, because it also gives some encouragement to us partners that you have somebody that is technical and wants to be engaged in this kind of discussion, and not just a ceremonial opening ceremony person that after opening ceremony they will unfold group photographs, they will disappear. I see that she does that constantly, and so that's our own person, our own way, which is good for leadership, because it also endears you to the staff, to the people that you're working with. When we also had the awareness raising walk on the World Day Against Human Trafficking, you see Professor Fatima leading the walk. She didn't get tired or just sit in her SUV and drive off. She was there from the beginning. We walked, I think, 6 kilometers that day, and she was there from the beginning to the end. For us at UNODC, for the portfolio on trafficking in persons and migrant smuggling, we wish Professor Fatima Waziri has a great 2 years anniversary, 730 days that she has spent as DG of NAPTIP, and it has changed the narratives of some of the areas that we work. So happy anniversary.
The civil society organizations under the umbrella body Network Against Child Trafficking, Abuse and Labor says collaboration with NAPTIP has been strengthened.
The leadership of Professor Fatima Waziri Azi is leadership that operates on open door, particularly from the perspective of civil society organizations. We find in her a leader that is passionate about her job, that is committed to seeing that she better the welfare of victims and survivors of human trafficking. In all, the response is better coordinated, and then we hope that it will continue to improve by the years. And then, of course, we also pray that the government of Nigeria will give ample time to this leadership of NAPTIP to consolidate on this very good work they have started. So we will pray for divine guidance, and then, of course, pray that more partnership and collaboration will come the way of NAPTIP and the government of Nigeria, and then also call for the government to increase funding and the release of funds to the agency, because the task ahead is enormous. The leadership of Professor Fatima Waziri Azi is a leadership I can describe as very resourceful, very committed to the task and focused. She is a leader who is not distracted. She knows what she wants and she goes for it. And then for us as civil society organizations, we can ask for a better leader that is open to us and then objective and receptive to our criticisms. Once again, I want to congratulate the Director General of NAPTIP, Professor Fatima Waziri Azi, on the 2 years in office, and we pray that she will continue to sustain this very momentum she has brought to the Nigerian response. And then to the directors and other officers of NAPTIP, thank you for supporting this visionary leader. I believe by the end of her tenure, NAPTIP will remain the model it used to be, not just in West Africa, but in the African continent.
NAPTIP's collaboration with the judiciary is yielding results, and the most outstanding achievement under the current leadership is enhancing its investigation and prosecutorial efforts. From 2022 till date, the agency has secured 128 convictions of human traffickers under Professor Waziri Azi's watch.
I talk of the conviction. She has broken the record and surpassed the achievement of the previous administration. In 2022, which was last year, for the first time in the history of NAPTIP, we secured 80 convictions. And this year also, were able to secure a conviction against a government official who is complicit in the commission of trafficking offenses. We have 48 convictions in our kitty, and we are still counting. The year has not come to an end.
A recent study on the 2023 Global Slavery Index by a human rights organization, Walk Free Foundation, reports that Nigeria had the strongest response to human trafficking in Africa, another giant stride. In keeping abreast with trends in human trafficking due to its evolving nature, the Director General inaugurated a cybersecurity response team to tackle sextortion and other related cybercrimes. The agency's partnership with Meta and the United States National Center for Missing and Exploited Children informed the launch of the Amber Alert system in Nigeria in 2022. For Professor Fatima Waziri Azi, capacity building and welfare of officers is a key priority.
Hardly a month passes by without some officers go for one training or the other. In terms of welfare, that is her area. That is her area of strength, I can say, because the welfare of staff is paramount to her. She prioritizes the staff welfare because she put in place what is called reward system. Any hard-working officer is rewarded. Once you are able to show that you can make a difference, once you can add value, certainly Professor Fatima Waziri Azi will go along with you and she will reward you abundantly.
NAPTIP now has offices in 32 states of the Federation, out of which 9 were established in Gombe, Kwara, Kebbi, Taraba, Jigawa, Zamfara, Katsina, Ondo and Ogun states, with Yobe State upgraded from liaison to state command, all in the last 2 years. The agency is upgrading its facilities. So far, the headquarters, shelters, training resource center and holding cell have been revamped. The agency also set up a clinic at its headquarters in Abuja. Describing the personality and leadership style of Professor Waziri Azi, the Director, Legal and Prosecution, NAPTIP, says it has been impactful.
She has a very good leadership style. She is very, very accommodating. She is a mother. She loves everybody. She carries everybody along, provided you prove yourself worthy. What do I mean? If you are ready to work, certainly Prof will go along with you. But if you are not ready to work, you are not the kind of person that the Prof will work with you, because she is workaholic, I can tell you. So she is really working hard, and she is making an impact, and she is a role model. I congratulate her for leading NAPTIP and taking NAPTIP to this enviable position. So far so good. I really pray for her success, and I wish her luck in all her endeavors.
For Dr. Nasir Sani Gwarzo, the former permanent secretary at the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, it has been a remarkable 2 years.
Excellent. That's the one word I will use to summarize everything. You know, for an organization to grow and mature up to 20 years, it's like a lifetime journey. It shows that a lot of history has been built behind, and the future is getting clearer. So for that kind of organization, you need a leader that has the courage to recognize what has been invested in the past, to build upon it, and to think into the future in a visionary way and chart the course for the organization to move. I've seen all this in Professor Waziri. She has been able to carry everybody along, the old, the new, the past and the present, and also to see into the future and plan ahead. I think all Nigerians should know about this, and we should celebrate her. So I say kudos to her team, say kudos to her as a person, and I pray that she will continue to render such high quality services. And like a friend of mine told me, that I pray that even the sky is not her limit. It will just be the beginning. I congratulate her. I congratulate her team, and I congratulate us that work with her.
Proactive, resolute, visionary, dynamic, pragmatic and compassionate are some of the hallmarks of a good leader, and that is Professor Fatima Waziri Azi, Director General, NAPTIP. NAPTIP On The Move is sponsored by Expertise France, funded by the European Union. For more inquiries and support, or to report cases of suspected human trafficking, violence against persons and child abuse, please call NAPTIP hotline 0703 0000203 or the short code 627, or email us info@naptip.gov.ng. Visit our website www.naptip.gov.ng. Follow us on our social media platforms at NAPTIP Nigeria, or watch our videos on YouTube.